Good afternoon. It is June the 7th, 2017. Time to recap our trading today a little bit. Take a look at Globex and tomorrow's opening. And we'll start with our usual disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. A mouthful. Okay, today in the E-mini, we had hoped to sell higher, but we had a 35 sell. Might have to get short there. Had a 26, 28 buy. And we caught both edges of the market pretty well. This was a trade that finally set up. Mean green trade right here. Retest failure gave you a little bit, not much. This was a great trade. This buy we were able to work through. That was a positive. This S, small winner. And then either of these two S's, that was the trade of the day. Then those two buys kick back in. So a good day trading the E-mini if you were patient and if you were content to take 2 points, sometimes more, on each position traded. And if we don't execute at the edge, I mean, 1 to 2 points is going to be it, just given the volatility. We had 28 to 34 plus. That was 6.5 points to that point right there. It's not a lot to work with. Okay, I think the markets are figuring out that the Comey testimony tomorrow is going to be all bark and no bite. It never was going to be anything. Believe you me, if they had found any dirt or anything on Trump, it would have been announced a long time ago, and there'd be articles of impeachment against him. So they're still hoping. I don't like a lot of what Trump does. Trump was not my first choice at all, and I think that I'm torn on Twitter. I think he makes problems for him, probably more problems for himself with Twitter. He could accomplish the same thing through normal channels, but I think he probably also feels it's the only way he can get his viewpoint out, or what's actually going on, out. And you know, it's funny, he was attacked for what he said against the mayor of London, and the mayor of this London, to Piers Morgan, admitted everything that Trump had said. So again, go figure. Okay, on the F1 screen, lower high, lower low, find a place to sell it. F2, it's a P, put in backwards. That means long liquidation, does not mean new selling. B's give you long liquidation and new selling. Trend days down give you long liquidation and new selling, but right now it's just long liquidation, and we have a buyer below 26. That's we've projected prices now. So the 26 to 28 is probably going to be where we buy it. Tomorrow we do have some news. Jobless claims at 241. I don't think anybody pays any attention to that anymore. It is our only piece of news. And quarterly service survey, I don't know what it's going to be. It was plus 0.7 last month. So my guess is the news will be the ECB. And traders will be listening to the Comey testimony with one ear. But the market's already telling us that's probably not a factor. Selling 34s to 36. 39 to 41, sell 2. On the buy side, 26, 28. 2022. I can't wait. Tomorrow's going to be Thursday already. Time flies when you're having fun. And I hope you are having fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be challenging, but it's also supposed to be fun. If you find that you're sweating blood doing this and that it's not fun, you don't need to be doing it. You don't need to be adding that kind of stress to your life. You should be relaxed. You should come to the market with an idea a general feeling about where you want to be long or short. Think about what happens if the converse is true, and then trade opportunistically. Isn't that what it's supposed to be about? Well, you know about supposed tos and oughtas and shouldas, Charles. Times they work out, sometimes they don't. Inside day on the 10-year trading range market. Definitely have B's and maybe 2 distributions lower. So we got pretty good support down here at 12 to 16. So buy 1, 12 to 16. 5 to 9, buy 2. On the sell side, 20 to 24. 27 to 31. But, you know, this is supposed to be fun. I mean, we've all had jobs where we've been miserable, and just remember how great it felt when you finally got out from underneath that. Even though it may have brought some financial stress, but you no longer had that force over you that was turning your bright days gloomy. I remember I worked for one boss once that was just the unbelievable combination of arrogance and ignorance, and I swore never again. And you can recognize those characteristics or traits pretty early in a relationship. The interview process, your circle of friends, and you need to avoid those people, no matter how good the job may sound. It's not your job. Okay, last rotate up was 26, 8 to 12, number 1, buying 1 to 5. And 25 to 29. And last rotate up stopped at 18, then 20, then 23, and 26. So 20 to 24 is number 1. 27, 31, sell 1. 7 to 11, sell 2. Talking to a fellow today, he was recounting his trading in the overnight session. He gets up to trade London time, Frankfurt time, and very, very reliable patterns. Ideas hold up well. You know where you're wrong. Only thing bad about it is that you don't live in London or Paris or Frankfurt or Spain or the Azores or Bermuda. Because of the hours. Okay, gold, we have an inside day. That suggests a trading range tomorrow. And we caught both edges of the gold market. Again, I bring this up just to reinforce the idea that ideas, levels, our calls work. And if you want to trade from the edges, trade the F2 screen, pull the trigger when you get the conditions you want on the F5 screen. That's going to get you as close to the edges as you can get. Okay, we spilled from 90. We had 85, 87. Like that, buy 1. Maybe a little lower, 80, 82, buy 2. On the sell side, 90 to 92, sell 1. And back where we were this morning at 95 to 97. And trading in gold worked out pretty well today. Now today we had a lot of volatility in crude oil, and I can remember as a beginner knowing that I didn't know a whole lot about it, that on very, very volatile days or conditions like that, I would sit back and watch. I gained the experience and I practiced making trading calls, but I didn't risk any capital doing that. And then over time I learned that volatility is your friend, and we need to go to those, and we need to execute the first time into our support and resistance areas, and it's all part of the 5,000 to 10,000 hours worth of screen time. You need that experience. So hopefully I can speed that process up for you. Looking at today's crude F1, sell it. And we identified 50 and then 75 is pretty good price points right in here. So obviously we're not there. So 46, 46 and a quarter, sell one. 50 to 75, sell two. Now crude tends to pause after it's had a big down day like this. It doesn't usually generate brand new heavy selling or buying on that second day. We've broken, so a structural sell right up here at 73, 74 is the structural trade. I put an article up there on these new technologies that are coming out, and the look at the Canadian oil sands, you look at the tar pits that are all over California, you look at what Venezuela has. This real heavy crude beyond asphalt, there's a lot of that, and you can't get it out of the ground without mining it right now. Well, that article I put up, they've got a couple of new techniques that will do that for you. And again, just more bad news for OPEC. What OPEC has going for them is they got the cheapest lifting costs in the world. What they have going against them is a pretty unstable region of the world and pretty high transportation costs. As far as bulk carriers go, for stuff that has to be shipped, they've got the cheapest, but it still adds to the cost per barrel. So we like crude to the short side. If we can't take out today's low or the Globex low, we can trade from the long side. We'll join the trading community on that. Okay, big news tomorrow, supposedly, for the EU. Supposedly Draghi's going to come out and say that inflation is lower. They don't have than they thought. They don't have to be as accommodative as they have been. Probably will keep their purchase programs just as they have, and try to figure out ways to boost inflation. First of the year looked like it was going to come in north of 2%. Right now it looks like it's coming in less than 2%. So they've got their job cut out for them. I mean, it's a sell into 113 and it's a buy against 112. That's where we are on the euro. And Draghi can move this market, depending on what he says, 1 to 3 points. So nothing to be sneezed at or taken lightly. So here's the recovery. 75, give or take, sell one. Figured I can't write with a mouse with a pen in my hand. Then 90 to 113 even, sell two. On the buy side, and this is before Draghi speaks, probably 25, buy one, and 112 even, buy two. But it's going to be, you know what Draghi's going to say, you do have the trades, so it'll be a newsday trade situation there. And that does it for this June the 7th. Pretty nice day here. White puffy clouds. Just like you dream of. Those days when the Chamber of Commerce gets out and takes pictures of everything that's neat and nice to do. I will see y'all bright and early in the morning, and tomorrow we'll get ready for news announcements from the election from London, the ECB announcement, and Comey's testimony. Hopefully we'll get some volatility that we can work with. Y'all have a great evening.